Unspoken bonds, an emotive narrative of a father-in-law and daughter-in-law, marks the commencement of an unspoken relationship. Arian prepares brunch while the aroma of tea permeates the air. Her father-in-law, Veer, is seated in the courtyard, lost in contemplation. The plants are irrigated by her mother-in-law. Certain relationships are not intended to be discussed publicly. They are present in silence, in stolen glimpses, and in unexpressed emotions. This is the narrative of my love, a love that was never in error but could never be entirely accurate. Arian's loneliness intensifies as she observes her spouse, Kabir, depart for work. Before entering his vehicle, he scarcely glances at her. Marriage was intended to be a journey of affection and companionship. However, it was a path that I traversed independently. Kabir was perpetually preoccupied and absent. Our discussions had evolved into mere exchanges of necessity. Silence reverberated through the walls of our residence. However, Veer, my father-in-law, was the only individual who acknowledged my distress. Veer is the primary subject of the camera as she observes Arian as she inadvertently stirs her tea. Small gestures. Significant implications. On a dreary evening, Arian is situated near the window. She experiences a slight shiver as she is absorbed in her musings. Her shoulders are tenderly enveloped by a warm shawl. Veer is observed standing behind her as she turns. Deviate. You will contract a chill. The rains have a tendency to penetrate the bones. Arian speaking quietly. I am grateful, Baba. His generosity was never intended or inappropriate. But there was something about his demeanor and the way he gazed at me that made me feel as though I was being acknowledged. A sensation that I had long since forgotten. Arian's fingers grip the shawl a little tighter as she gazes out at the rain for a lengthy period. The instant that remains unsaid. Arian falls down the stairs one afternoon. Strong hands catch her before she can fall and she peers up, breathless. Her anxiety is deeply embedded in Veer's gaze. Deviate. Careful, Arian, Arian whispers. I am in good health. Their irises remain fixed for an excessive amount of time. Arian's pulse is pounding as she steps back. Veer swiftly turns away, as if he has come to the realization that the moment was too intimate. Every now and then, a single contact is sufficient to reawaken a deep-seated emotion. That moment was not insignificant, despite the fact that it should have been. It altered everything. Late-night conversations one night. Arian is unable to fall asleep. She is taken aback by the fact that Veer is already seated in the courtyard when she enters. Arian, Veer is unable to relax. A pulse of silence is represented by the number 1. Arian's hair is influenced by the night wind. She gazes at Veer with trepidation. Arian Baba, do you believe that individuals can experience feelings of loneliness even when they are not alone? Veer gazes at her for an extended period of time before breaking into a deep exhale. Arian, loneliness does not arise from being alone. It is the result of interacting with individuals who do not perceive you. Their gazes intersect. A change occurs between them, and they are able to comprehend a connection. However, Arian looks aside before it can advance any further. A forbidden touch, the festival night Arian is illuminating luminaries outside during Diwali. Kabir is currently engaged in a business call. Veer approaches to offer assistance. While positioning a lamp, their palms inadvertently collide. Veer does not promptly depart, despite Arian's flinching. Deviate. Gently. Arian, the lighting is appropriate for you. Startled, Arian gazes at him. We are unable to interpret his facial expression. She abruptly withdraws, feigning to concentrate on the lighting. The lamps were not the sole source of the shimmering flames that evening. Something else had sparked an emotion that neither of us had the fortitude to identify. A conversation heard. Arian is currently in the kitchen. In the living room, she overhears her mother-in-law conversing with Veer. Mother-in-law. Veer, I have observed your gaze upon her. Arian undergoes the phenomenon of freezing. Deviate. You are in error. Mother-in-law. Do you believe that I am oblivious to the situation? The manner in which she becomes more cheerful when you are present. The manner in which you demonstrate concern. Silence that is excruciating. Mother-in-law. You are my spouse and she is the wife of my son. Certain boundaries should never be breached. Arian's pulse is pounding as she grasps the counter. A sorrowful farewell Veer declares his intention to embark on a pilgrimage for several months the following day. Deviate. It is time for me to take a break. Arian's breath is caught. She gazes at him, her eyes posing the inquiry she is unable to articulate. Why did Arian discover a note on her bedside table that evening? Certain relationships are akin to the wind that is sensed but never grasped. Arian, this is the appropriate course of action. Experience joy. She holds the note to her chest as tears stream down her face. The persistence of silence. Several months have passed. Arian is seated in the courtyard, gazing at the rain. Kabir scarcely acknowledges her presence when he returns home. She observes him walk past her and subsequently gazes at the vacant chair that was once occupied by Veer. Certain love tales were never intended to be written. They are present in silent goodbyes, unspoken remarks, and stolen moments. He departed, but a portion of me accompanied him. And despite the fact that I will never express it verbally, he will forever be the protagonist of my unresolved narrative. Some love is not intended to be, but it is experienced indefinitely. Like what you heard. There's plenty more heartbreak and secrets to come. Hit like, subscribe, and stay curious with Tangled Truths.